Welcome back, everyone. Kiddo here with an amazing unboxing video. This will be my first big unboxing video in years. And I bring you this amazing, beautiful box. Massive box. So big, it won't even fit into the scene completely. As you can see, it is big. It's big. Avengers Endgame Thanos figure. It is, let me get the specs here, or not the specs, but the exact name of the product. So this is the movie masterpiece, Avengers Endgame 1/6 scale Thanos figure by Hot Toys and movie masterpiece, obviously from the Marvel series. This cost was not 400, oh my god. Well, yeah, 400, but 45,540 Japanese yen on amiami.com. That's where I used to order almost or practically everything like this. That price point in Canadian comes to about $418.35. Now, the figure can no longer be purchased on amiami.com. They have completely removed this listing. You can, however, get Thanos without his armor or his full armor setup for around 5 or 50,000 yen. So that's about 500 or $499 Canadian. Expensive, but I pre-ordered him a long time ago. He came out in May of 2020. I've had him for that long, but I since took a long unboxing break. But without further ado, we're going to open him up and show him to you on camera. So the first thing we have is his weapon, which comes obviously with this figure. It is quite a large size. It's not sharp, but if you wanted to poke someone with it, you definitely could. It is fully detailed down to the last bit. It cannot come apart in the middle. It is completed and sculpted into this one-piece form. Cannot come apart. And of course, there is a hand that goes with this so he can hold it. So there's that piece. The figures, or the figures, the figure comes with multiple different hands in which can go on the figure. We have a closed fist. Of course, all these are socket joints, fully detailed. We have a relaxed hand. A kind of aggressive slash battle ready pose hand. And then there's, of course, another one of the exact same, but for the opposite hand. Another clenched fist, which can go right there. And this is the hand you would use for the weapon. Don't get any strange ideas. Because that's when I first saw it, I was like, oh, okay. I was like, oh, wait, that's for the weapon. That's for the weapon. And of course, the Infinity Gauntlet, but a clenched fist. It cannot be opened. It is permanently sculpted like this. And of course, all the Infinity Stones are there. They do look a little dull, don't they? They're not very distinguishable from each other, but we'll get to that later on. And then, of course, you have a lower forearm. This is in case you want to swap out the Infinity Gauntlet that he comes with for his regular arm, in which he can be gauntletless. No gauntlet. And then we have another hand, which is his right hand. So if you don't want him to be wielding his sword in his non-dominant hand, or the hand that typically doesn't have the gauntlet or will never have the gauntlet because it's not made that way, you can have it like that. So there's that. And the last smaller piece that comes with this figure, this is the last accessory, or whatever you want to call it, is a grimacing face, or I guess battle face. Very, very detailed. You can see the pores on this. He has very well taken care of teeth. Very perfect teeth. Detailed down to the last wrinkle, last marking. Even the detail of the bumps in his skull, skin folds. It's crazy how detailed this is. So there we go. So these are all the things you get in the box. So let's move this away and look at the figure itself. Alrighty. There he is in all of his glory. He is massive. Like, look at that compared to my hand. I have small hands, but still, like, that is big. I lied about the last accessory. His helmet comes with it as well. I can't remember exactly how he came in the box. I believe the gauntlet was not attached when he came in the box. But this is his amazing helmet. Completely detailed with battle damage. Semi-detailed on the inside, but all the detail, or should I say most of the detail, is on the outside clearly. Very beautiful. It literally looks metallic on camera. That's crazy. Beautiful helmet. And of course, here is Thanos in all of his glory with his battle armor on, gauntlet in place. Like, it is crazy detailed. The hands, the skin hands or armorless hands do not flex, or, well, they do flex, but they are not posable. None of them are. None of the hands that are on this side or that side without the armor or skin or without the gauntlet are flexible. They are a stationary pose. But there we go. Some armor pieces are loose and they move around like this, while others are stuck in place. Like, for example, in the movie, this comes apart, but it is firmly in place and cannot be taken off. These are a rubber texture, so they can flex with the legs if you wish to pose him. Same thing with the flaps in the back. Oops. He's so tall, he doesn't fit in the camera box that I have. And of course, here is his legs. And there is a bit of a toe joint and an ankle joint as well. The figure is fully posable for the most part. He's not too flexible. Like, he's not hyper flexible or anything like that because of how bulky the figure is. I believe, yes, that is a fabric material inside for his pants. And you do have to be a little careful when posing him because the armor plates do kind of collide with each other. But I haven't had any issues with paint coming off. Everything is extremely good quality. I think well worth the money. As you can see, he is also a seamless figure. So the skin and joints, or the skin is a rubber-like material, and the joints are on the inside. You cannot see any of the joints for his skin. That includes over here as well. All the detailing in his skin for his markings. Same thing with his face. Crazy, crazy detail. I guess the only place where there is a seam would be his head, but that's because the head is removable. And when you take this off to replace it with the forearm that's matching the one over there, it is seamless looking as well because the armor will go over the gap that's right here when you take the gauntlet off. So this entire forearm and hand can come off. Now the gauntlet is where it gets a little bit more interesting. Well, not a little more interesting. The whole figure itself is absolutely beautiful. But what's nice about the gauntlet is it has a wrist joint just like the other hand, and each individual finger has a joint, so it bends just like regular fingers, which I thought was pretty awesome. Of course, you need that because how are you going to snap if you can't bend your fingers? And the thumb is actually quite posable. You could kind of put him in a snapping pose, but it's not going to be perfect because, of course, to snap, your finger bends like this, and the fingers do not bend backwards. They only bend perfectly straight or down. So that's probably the best you're going to get for a snapping pose, unfortunately. You know what? They should have included a pose of the gauntlet where he was closed fingered in like this. That would have been pretty interesting. And maybe a smirk, like that scene where he snaps. Well, I guess that would have been the last movie. Whatever. It would have been cool to see the gauntlet in a snap pose anyways. I always kind of wonder what the gauntlet was actually made out of. I'm sure there's a lore to that because his fingers seem pretty mobile in something that appears to be made out of metal. It's so stiff. That's what she said. But there you go. That is the gauntlet. But this isn't the only secret the gauntlet's holding. Remember how I said the gems seemed dull and almost indistinguishable from each other than the middle one and maybe the side? You can. If you grab something, if you have nails that you aren't afraid to break or destroy, or you get a little toothpick, I believe it's on the inside of his arm. Yes. As you can see, there's a little divot right there. So, I'm going to lay him down. You stick a toothpick or nail in there. You can pry this off. And inside is a compartment where 3 batteries go in. The batteries do come with it. And you switch it on. Now, once you have that switched on, you don't have to spin the hand around, but we're going to spin it around. And these stones are now lit up. Or kind of lit up. It's kind of hard to see with the light on, but these stones, all of the stones light up. It's very, very hard to see with this white light, but as you can see, they are a bit brighter now. It is a lot nicer in a showcase or a dark showcase shelf. But yeah, the gauntlet lights up. The gems light up. It's very beautiful. They'd probably be a bit lighter if they were, or brighter if they were brand new batteries, because the batteries have been in there since 2020 when I got the figure. But yes, the gauntlet lights up. It's absolutely beautiful. I love it so much. So amazing. Like, holy crap. I love this figure so much. Thanos is amazing. I loved his rendition in the Marvel movies. Even though he's not as scary looking, he's a bit more relatable looking, which I think that's probably what they were going for, is maybe you might sympathize with him, which I completely do. Snap half the universe away, please. But anyways, this is the 2020 May, or should I say May 2020, that's a better way of saying it, Endgame Avengers Thanos figure from Sideshow Figures. Beautiful, beautiful figure. Highly recommended if you want it for your collection. Extremely detailed, very big, very heavy. He has fallen over once, and luckily there's been no damage, so he's quite durable. But yeah, we'll stand him up for you, and you can take a look at him while standing. Here you go. thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed what you saw, please subscribe and you'll see more videos like this coming in the future as I unbox bigger and better figures. Thank you all for coming. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and we'll see you in another unbox video. Peace out, guys. Bye-bye.